all what happens, what I've noticed in those situations is we give ourselves permission to be crappy. It's got nothing to do with the person and what they're doing. It's just some people we give ourselves permission to be horrible to, and some people we don't. For example, when I used to be a banker, there is no way on earth I'm going to give my boss any kind of bad side of me. But I would happily go downstairs to where I buy the bacon sandwich and be annoyed because they're taking so long. So it's a permission thing, right? When we have intimate partners, we slowly give ourselves permission. Doesn't happen on the first day because we want them to like us. But over time, we give ourselves permission to be nasty to that person, but not new people. So it tends to be the people who love us the most, are the closest to us, provide the most support to us, that we take out our worst sides on them. So that's the psychological answer. From the position of awareness, there is no worst side. There is no best side. They're equal as awareness. And when you recognize yourself as awareness, and you recognize all people as awareness, and all of their perceptions as awareness, and everything they do as awareness, and you rest as all, you begin to behave with them as if they are awareness, from awareness, with total grace and perfect nature. It just happens. The same reverence I have for my boss that's forced, because he pays me, becomes the same reverence you have for everybody naturally because they are you. They are your own emanations resting freely, and you treat them with compassion and love. Like every appearance is a flower blooming in the garden of the now. You don't grab that flower and crush it and go, fuck off. You be lovely to it. The way I talk to my mum now is great. Sometimes when I'm not recognizing awareness, and it still does happen, my mum is probably one of the only people that can wind me up now, right? And not because she's doing anything, it's because of what my expectations are, right? But it doesn't last very long. And she even says, and I'll be very honest, and I always am, I used to be so horrible to my mum because she was the only person that I could let it out on. So I was so frustrated in my life with all my binging and miserable and frustration and everything. And I'm trying to be nice to everyone else, but I could have a right shout at my mum over nothing and she would be okay with it. So in that moment, our mothers are often resting as awareness, and they don't even know it because they're so full of love for you that you're being horrible to them, and they will just be like, I love you. They might not say it, but that's the space they're holding. So imagine that you hold that same space for everyone as awareness. Remember, resting as awareness is nothing new, and we've all done it. All I'm doing here is encouraging you to do it more. There's no way my mum would be able to take the ferocity of me being horrible to her. Like when I was a teenager, I'd be like, oh, fuck off, mum, you're a fucking shit mum, and all this kind of stuff. Excuse my language. Horrible behavior. And she would just be like, well, I'm going to make you dinner. Right? Pure love. Pure love. And we become the same way. So then when you meet together, all I do for my mum now is I support her in every way. I'm flying her out here next month for a month holiday. We're like best friends now. Through awareness. I just see the beneficial value of our relationship. It's amazing. So let these things be a perfect opportunity to recognize awareness, to recognize beingness. When you spend your time acknowledging your being presence, your deepest presence, all what comes out of that is just good things. You can't be anything else. I talk a lot about awareness because I like to work in derooting the mind from habitual patterns. But there's other lineages which prefer just to have you have the experience of beingness, which we can just do now. Like live in your one true home. in that stable place of beingness. And there's nothing that can annoy you. You're beyond annoying. One of the other lineages would ask you this question: who's noticing that you're annoyed? Go there. Oh, I'm really feeling annoyed. Who noticed that? Something must have noticed that's not annoyed. A witnessing presence. That's awareness. Observing its own appearances. So go there. And there's a part of us, that being nature, it's never annoyed. It's never ever anything. It doesn't even move 1 millimeter from now. It doesn't even move 1 millimeter from here. It's completely stable. You can sense it, right? It's a total stable presence that isn't anywhere else. And it contains all.